Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gang and welcome back to the Football Manager 2021 series Conquering the Euro with Everton, and today it is time for episode 2 of season 7, and in today's episode we have the first Merseyside derby between Everton and Liverpool at the new stadium, the Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium. However many times you say that, it's never going to roll off the tongue. And then we go away to the new camp to play against Barcelona and start our Champions League adventure. So episodes don't come much harder than this. However, we've had a good start actually. I think, very pessimistic in the previous video. I don't know if I'd had a bad day at work or what. I can't really remember because it was a few days ago now. But I don't know what I was worried about. We've had a very good start to the season. We've got 10 points from our opening 4 games. Yes, we dropped those 2 points against Norwich and didn't look great. But we got comfortable victories against Sheffield United, which you saw. Comfortable victory against Southampton and also against Watford. But it's a tricky game today against Liverpool. The past meetings aren't too great. We did beat them in the home leg of the derby last year with a last-minute goal from Vandenberg. But generally speaking, Jurgen Klopp's team have got the better of us. No real changes, no transfers in or out. We have got one injury, unfortunately, which doesn't help us. And that's Diego Almeida, who's going to be out for the next few weeks. So that means Pat Meyer will come in against his former team today. So the team that is going to take part in the game against Liverpool, we've got Pickford in goal with our usual back four, but as I said, Pat Meyer plays. I don't know whether to call him Meyer or Meyer, I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll go with Meyer. Pat Meyer starts ahead of Diego Almeida because Almeida is injured. He's one of our regen centre-back / right-backs, and we did sign him on a free from Liverpool, and I think we've had an absolute steal, to be honest. He looks a solid central defender. We'll see how he gets on against his former team today. In the midfield, we've got Lorenzo and Lewis Bates. Now, Lorenzo is an attacking midfielder, but now we've got Hamilton Sierra at the club, and he did score. He made his first appearance. I was about to say he didn't score a goal, but he did make his first appearance for us against Watford, and he'll make his second appearance today. He's another youngster of ours. We signed him for $2 million last year, and he looks a very impressive player. Already a 4-star player with 5-star potential, only in 18 years of age, so a big game for him today. And that's why Lorenzo moves back to centre-back. The three massive players for us in this squad are Lorenzo, Hamilton Sierra and Robin Vandenberg. Simply put. And there's got to be a way to get all three of them in the side. And this is the best way to put them into the side. So Sierra starts at central attacking midfield. Vandenberg is up front. And Reece Nelson and Deji Satona start on the wings. I'm a bit worried about this match against Liverpool. It is the early kick-off, the 12:30 kick-off. And we're currently second in the table. I think it's only ourselves, Man United and Leeds, are the three clubs that are unbeaten at this point. That could obviously change if we lose today. But we've got to be positive. I always say that. There's no point sitting back against Liverpool. There's just no point to it. We've played well. We've scored goals against teams that, yes, we are better than. But we've also shown we've defended well as well. So we could have an absolute drubbing against Liverpool today. You don't know. Because Masheri is a bit of a dangerous, lethal strike. But as you can see, we are second in the league. Our Merseyside opponents are a point behind us. But whoever triumphs in this game, whether it's a draw, will get top of the table. If Liverpool win, they get top of the table. One of these two clubs will be top by 2:15 or 2:30, depending on when the game finishes. And Liverpool come into this in quite decent form. I was on about Blackburn topping the table last episode. Well, they've come crashing down a little bit, it's fair to say, because Liverpool beat them 7-0 in the last match. So I don't think Blackburn are going to win the title. No panicking there. But a good ball from Godfrey to Hamilton Sierra, who I thought had got his first goal for the club, but not quite. I'll tell you what, we're not doing too badly in the first 15 minutes. We're very much going toe-to-toe 50-50 with Liverpool. And in these highlights, if we can keep the ball in Liverpool's half, then unless there's an absolute worldie of a goal, I'm pretty happy. Livramento, Lorenzo, lovely looping ball through to Vandenberg, who gets the opening goal here at the Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium. I'm going to try and say that a few times. So if you get annoyed, I do apologise. But in my head, and naturally in anybody's head, you think Goodison Park. It's going to take a while to get used to the BMD. We'll call it the BMD, because Bramley-Moore Dock will be here forever. But a really nice goal from Vandenberg. Interesting to see, because I haven't put this as an instruction, but in the first few highlights, there's been quite a few overlapping balls, and the one from, I think it was Lorenzo there, was the one that led to the goal. So a good start for us. Let's see what Liverpool have got now. It's always good to get at least one goal, so you know that you are in the game at least. I know it sounds silly, but it's just nice to know. Pedri, Godfrey and Lewis Bates together deal with that one. Hamilton Sierra now on the run. He beats the defenders. He's still going as we go into the box. Still going. The referee stopped play there. I think that could be a penalty. Sierra's certainly gone down. Peter Banks is consulting with VAR, and we've got a penalty. We have got a penalty. This could be 2-0. And taking the penalty is our best penalty taker, Lewis Bate. I've no problem with that. This could be a massive opportunity if we get 2-0 up here. And we do. We're 2-0 up at the new stadium. What a way to christen the new stadium with a first Merseyside derby we are on the right part of. Now, don't get too excited too quickly, but nevertheless, we're 2-0 up. It's a solid lead, and we are looking comfortable against Liverpool. We're going toe-to-toe with them, and this could be a very, very good result. It's our first big test of the season, of course, because no offence to... Hang on, this could change things. Lorenzo's been sent off. That's not ideal. At all. All I will say, it's not terrible because we have got Hamilton, Sierra, who can play central midfield. So that's not terrible at the end of the day because, as I've just said, we just lose that central attacking midfielder. Not ideal, though. Knowing we were 2-0 up, it is a comfortable place to be, but it's never nice knowing that you're down to 10 men, and Lorenzo's not done us well there, but actually Liverpool are now down to 10 men. Brooks has got his second yellow card. 2 red cards. It wouldn't be a derby without a bit of drama. And our panic for Lorenzo going off. I don't know where Paul Brooks plays. I guess with the number 7 he plays in midfield. Can't be sure. But with the number 7 you would guess so. I mean, I can't believe we've still got COVID-19 in 2027. But yeah, I'm joking. Odegaard into the box. Hamilton deals with that quite nicely. In some ways, I can't believe our luck. I can't remember the last time we had a match where it was 10 men apiece. Where does Paul Brooks play? He plays in midfield. Liverpool have gone for a very narrow formation now, as you can see, with a defensive midfielder. And I can't see them doing much. So I think that we go very wide with the attacks. Try and focus play down the wings. That would be a good idea. Because ultimately, with the same amount as men as Liverpool, we were doing quite well. So that shows to me that we've got a good chance, and it looks like we're going to go in at half-time, at least 2-0, if not 3. Reece Nelson, Livramento, Bate. Bate still on the ball to Sierra. He's not had a bad first half, has he? Godfrey loops the ball forward. Livramento, Vandenberg. Oh, Vandenberg. Tough angle. Yes, good defensive work by the Liverpool centre-back. But we go in at the break at 2-0, and albeit, yes. Yeah. Are we lucky? No, I don't think we are. I think that is a very pessimistic way to look at it. Ultimately, we took the 2-goal lead while 11 men were still on the pitch. And really, that's how it would have stayed, because there wasn't long between the 2 men being sent off. So you can't really argue that Liverpool would have got back into it before half-time. And if we are to go and win the title this year, these are the sort of results we need to get. In the last 2 years, this is our 3rd full season now. We've beaten the small teams, the smaller sides. Anyway, Pickford's doing a really good job as well today. I'm very impressed with all the team. They've really stepped up for today's match. But as I said, these are the type of games you need to win. Win these games, then, I know it sounds horrible, but you can afford to drop a few points against the smaller sides. If you're going to win as many games as possible, it's okay to drop a few points here and there. What I mean by that, of course, is that if we know we're going to lose against all the big sides, then we have a problem with dropping any points against the smaller teams. But we're an hour in here, we're 2-0 up. It's not the most exciting of games now, admittedly. They keep moving Pedri out from centre to right wing. He can't decide what he wants to do. And Juan Larios nearly with... I mean, that would probably be... No, he did score a goal. I can't remember if that was in the last few matches or last season. I can't remember. But Hamilton's injured. That's great. So we'll have to bring Viviani on for him. I have to say, it's been a game of injuries, red cards and all of that. But 15 minutes to go. I would hope we'll get the 3 points now. If Liverpool can score here, they are right back in the match, and they have. But it is offside from a Sherry, definitely. So we're going to start to time waste just a little bit. Don't think there's any harm in doing that, to be honest. Just making sure we cover ourselves by regrouping rather than countering and pushing forward too much, really. The icing on the cake, and I say this all the time, would to be A, to go and beat Liverpool, which would be a brilliant result, and B, to go and get a clean sheet. That would be absolutely awesome. Now, we have made 2 substitutions. Probably want to look at making the final one now. And I think we're going to make that a defensive one. We're going to bring... We'll bring Livramento off because I don't want to play Henry Lawrence, who's our only defensive option on the bench. I don't want to play him in place of Pat Mayer. Did we go Mayer or Meyer? See, I can't even remember now. Pat Mayer, I think we said. It's tricky when the player's not a real player. Markonovic, Godfrey gets it out. Last 5 minutes here. This is really the last chance, I would say. If Liverpool can't score in this highlight, I'd say we've got the 3 points. Don't want to jinx ourselves. So I think we should be all right. Viviani puts the ball to Nelson. Trying to get an overlap, I think, here somewhere to Vandenberg. Nelson shoots. It's opportunistic, but ultimately it wastes 30 seconds. So I don't mind that at all. The clock's ticking. We're down to the last few minutes, and it looks like we are going to get a win at the BMD Stadium against our rivals Liverpool. And it looks like it's going to be a clean sheet. That makes it all the sweeter. Really, it was all done in the first half. I do thank Liverpool. It was very generous for Paul Brooks to go and get sent off. He didn't have to do that. Probably felt a bit sorry for us. Because if he hadn't got sent off, then you do wonder whether Liverpool would have got back into the game. So there's that air of mystique about it, whether the game would have been different. It's now 3-0 to Everton, so it is really a rout for us. A brilliant result. Robin Vandenberg with a double today, and of course Lewis Bate with the goal from the penalty. But we've dominated them, to be honest. If you look at the XG, it's 2.01 for us. Says it all. I know the penalty improves that, but I guess the penalty's improved it a lot, because I think at this point here, where I've got my cursor, is where the penalty took place. But say 0.5, that maybe is a bit more than 0.5. But let's say it's roughly about the same XG. We scored 3, Liverpool scored none. Figure that one out. And that is an excellent result for us. I can't see us doing the same against Barcelona. But as I said, the team who won today's game go top of the league. And much like last season, after 5 games, we're top of the Prem. The games come thick and fast. It's only been 3.5 days. And we've gone to Spain, but in Barcelona. And we're at the Nou Camp for the game against the aforementioned Barcelona. Now, I do realise that I hadn't mentioned who we've got in our Champions League group. And you are correct, we have got Barcelona, but also the other 2 teams. The second seed in the group was Ajax. I'm not quite sure what to think of Ajax. They have already played against Celtic and beat them 3-0, but yeah, Celtic, exactly. But they've had an unbeaten start to the Dutch League. Last year they won the league. In fact, how far did they win it? I guess that's the judge. I mean, 84 points, 27 won, 3 drawn and 4 lost. You know, they look a pretty good side. So, going to be tricky to get through this. And then obviously there's Celtic, and I hope to get 6 points against them. But then I suppose you never know. They have got Jordan Henderson, actually, funnily enough. Of course, former player for Liverpool. They've got Ross Barkley, Tom Davies, some decent players. Ollie McBurney. Yeah, they've got some decent players. Andy Robertson there, that'd be brilliant. Wow, they've had a coup of Liverpool, clearly. And they've got Nicolas Pepe. That is the most FM transfer I can possibly think of. Excellent. But we'll worry about Celtic when we come to play them later. We've never played Barcelona in the save. That's fairly obvious. Last year it was Real Madrid. This year it's Barcelona. Let's see what we can go and do. It's our opening game. No expectation for this one. I fully expect Barcelona to go and win the group. But as I said, against Liverpool, we will play exactly how we usually do and see how we get on. And as we saw against Liverpool, sometimes it works, sometimes we get pummeled 5-0, but that's the way I play football. So it's the same back four that started against Liverpool, no surprise. Viviani starts in midfield. We've had a notification that Sierra's out from the previous game. He's out for a few weeks. Not a big injury, but you can see already, even though we've got a lot more depth in our side this year, I appreciate you can't see the bottom right of the screen because my ugly mug's in the way, but all the players in that reserve list, not on the subs bench, are injured. So we've really got, I mean, Sakaria's not fit. Josh Hope isn't quite fit. So really we've got maybe 16 first team players fit and that's it. So we need to make sure that that doesn't escalate. We have got games against Bournemouth, Birmingham and Fulham next. So I guess there's a big chance for rotation against those, while of course making sure we do get results out of those, because there's a glaring period coming up at the end of the month where we've got Ajax, Tottenham, Man United and Celtic in 4 games, which looks incredibly tough and worrying, but we'll come back definitely for those. But Matteo Viviani comes in for Sierra in midfield. Solken starts at right wing. He's had a good start to the season. Lorenzo plays in place of Sierra, and then Satona and Vandenberg start as they did in the previous match. No idea what to expect from Barcelona. I can't see them doing a Real Madrid. If you didn't watch the save last year, Real Madrid were in our group. We were in a group with Real Madrid, Inter Milan and Lille. And Real Madrid finished bottom, basically. I'm not going to go into the long and short of it, but Real Madrid finished bottom of the group. Lille finished third. We managed to sneak into second, and Inter won the group. I would fully expect Barcelona to win this group, But as I said, you just never know with these things. We've had an unbeaten start to the season. As long as we can keep this respectful today and not lose by an absolute ton, I'm happy with that at the end of the day. Livramento, Lorenzo, Livramento again. Lewis Bate, can we get an early goal here? Bates, gives the ball away, never mind. Sergei, Cassidy, it's a strange time in FM this is now. We're in, I think it is 2028 we're in. What a finish that is. That just shows how good Barcelona are. Funny time in FM now. We've got this blend. You could see players like Nicolas Pepe, who are at Celtic, for example. He's 33 years of age. You're going to get crazy transfers like that. It's that blend between having the regens and... God, it's 2-0 within 10 minutes. This is a write-off already, isn't it? It's that blend between regens and having the real-life players. It's not quite gone far the other way yet, but you're seeing a lot of regens coming through now. Again, Vandenberg, Lorenzo in our squad, for example, Solken, Maya, Larios isn't, no. But then you've got players like Phil Foden, of course, are young players in real life who are really starting to come to the fore. Can Lorenzo get something? Vandenberg through on goal, chips the keeper, and Vandenberg, at the end of the day, should be one of the best strikers in Europe, and I fully believe Lorenzo in his prime will also be one of the best strikers in Europe. So there's a lot of potential here at Everton. Whether they'll be able to keep the players is debatable, because remember, we're not going to be here forever. The aim is to win the Premier League, and after that, we'll try and do it in a nice way, like a nice blended way, so we don't just win the league and go, see ya, don't want to be here. But the aim in this series is to win 3 domestic leagues, so we can't stay with the same club forever. Albeit I've, so far absolutely adored my time at Everton. It definitely was the right choice after leaving Nice. And this could be the big season 7. But we've not done too badly, since conceding those 2 goals. It might be an idea just to go on cautious and just try our best to make sure that we don't concede too many. I mean, if we keep it at 2-1, we've got a chance. If we get a counter-attack, then we've got a chance of nicking it at 2 each. But ultimately, if it goes like this, it doesn't really matter. We could do the result in our match against Ajax next up. If we lose the first 2 matches, it starts to be a struggle for us to get through, because you'd say Barca will beat Celtic. The problem with having a team like Celtic, I could be wrong, because Barca have played Celtic before and lost, but I can't see Celtic picking up many points against the top 2. So that's why we've got to make sure we maximise our matches against the top 2. But 2-1 at half-time. It's definitely not game over, but I will say to the lads that they weren't good enough there, just to get the fire sparking a bit and fire them up, although I think they do look a bit anxious, and who can blame them? Some of these players, 19, 20, we have got a very youthful squad these days, so a lot of these players very young, playing at the new camp, so no pressure there, but it's fair to say, at 2-1, they're going toe-to-toe with Barcelona. We beat Real Madrid last year, so there's no reason why we can't beat Barcelona, and probably one of the easiest saves that Pickford will have to make today. We're just going to encourage the lads, see if we can improve the body language, and that is a little bit better. Deji Satona's a bit tired, and in line with trying to rotate and make sure we avoid injuries, I'm going to bring Alex Iwobi on. We tend to do a thing where we bring our first sub on with 60 minutes gone. I do worry about Lorenzo. He's on a yellow card again. I hope he's not going to have an issue with discipline, because he is a really good player. I guess we just get him to ward off tackles a bit more. There is that to it. Another highlight though here, Lorenzo's on the run. A potential counter-attack. Lorenzo's going to have a shot, isn't he? Lorenzo shoots. Oh, just off the post. Iwobi! How did that not go in? How did Iwobi not score that? It was the tamest of shots possible. It was a strange highlight, that, because you don't usually see them like that when you're starting the counter-attack. There's usually a certain highlight. When you've played FM for many years, you sometimes know when there's going to be a goal. And that highlight didn't feel like it. That's why I was a bit shocked that there was a potential to be a goal. But it didn't quite happen. It's still 2-1. There is still the potential for us to potentially... I couldn't think of another word to put in there, so I know that sounds awful grammatically, but do forgive me. There is potential for us to go and get a late... Well, it's not a late equaliser because there's still 25 minutes left. But there is potential if we're only 1 down to go and get an equaliser. Good save there from Jordan Pickford. Did what was needed from him. I recognise Alexander Isak. I think he's another Dortmund player, playing as a false 9 for them, which is interesting. We're going to make an attacking change again, and we're going to bring on... We'll bring on Josh Hope, and that sounds absolutely bonkers against someone like Barcelona. But you know what? He's a good player, and I think he'll prove it here. We'll bring Kenneth Taylor on as well. we've got nothing to lose by going for it here. We're one down. I'm going to tell the lads, let's see, hang on, to, I suppose, demand more from them. We'll get very attacking at this point. Let's see if we can nick a goal. We are only one behind. If we can, that would be a brilliant result for us. And if 1 point is what it comes down to at the end of this group stage, what it tends to come down to, then the 1 point we could gain here could be crucial. It doesn't look like we're going to get it. We've certainly come to the new camp and played well. 12 shots, 6 of them on target, XG 1.28. It's not too shabby at all. Don't know how Barcelona didn't make it to a free one there. Crazy, really. Both teams having one chance that should have gone in. Vandenberg hoops the ball to Iwobi. Tell you what, that was a bit nervy, but it was offside anyway. Josh Hope, he's going to be in trouble here. He tried to get an unfair advantage. Gets a yellow card for his troubles. But not a bad episode, ultimately. I expect to be whooped by both of these sides. We've kept it very respectable against Barcelona, and we've beaten Liverpool 3-0. You'd take that every day of the week, wouldn't you? A few seconds to go here. I don't think anything's going to happen. It's just the typical playing out highlight here. Kasongo on the edge of the box for Barca. Puts to Sancho. Sancho, Isaac, De Jong, Kasongo. Don't make it 3-1. De Jong, Sergei shoots over the bar. And that should be the end of the match. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. We will say to the lads, you gave it your best. Good efforts. And all the lads looked to expire. And exactly, most people expected a heavy defeat. It didn't play out like that. And against the big sides, we've looked pretty good there. And that is a good start to our season. It's our first defeat of the season, but if you play in sides like Barcelona, you are going to lose at some point, aren't you? So we'll come back, I think, for some double Premier League action. We'll come back for the game against Tottenham and Manchester United. That Man United game probably looks like it's going to be a top-of-the-table clash. I'd expect to go and beat Bournemouth and Fulham. And then probably win the game against Tottenham as well. But we have got 3 points in hand against Manchester United. Amazingly, Leeds beat Man United. They're on a really good start to the season on 12 points from 5. Sheffield United on 9 points from 5. Leicester only on 3 points. But it's very much early days. There's not much you can read into this. Jorge Arsenio, Jose, not Jorge. Jose Arsenio has got 8 goals already for Arsenal. He looks a bit lethal. Wants to play in the Champions League. How much money have we got? 51 million. Interesting. I'll leave you with that one. If you've enjoyed today's episode, thank you very much for watching, and leave a like down below if you did enjoy. Leave a comment as well as to what you're thinking of the save and how you're getting on in your FM saves. And remember to subscribe for regular Foot Manager content on a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday, so none on Monday, Wednesday, Friday basically, at 6 PM. And thank you very much for your company today. I've been CHRISTENED Gaming, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.